Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show of Shadow and Sun. And today we will be doing the craft for the two mechs that we promised in the previous video. And yeah.
Good evening, everybody. Tonight we're going to be modifying these two Final Faction mechs. As you can see, we've already done a lot of work on this one. We've modified the heck out of it. A lot of gribblies, a lot of new pieces. We gave it a base of white spray, then the silver spray paint that we used on the Clockwork Dragon. And this one, the little guy's going to be painting it up again with the Signal Red from Vallejo so that it will match the Clockwork Dragon.
Yes.
And then this one, he's already modified this arm into a different position for the way we want it to be permanently posed. Even though both of these, they can still move their arms and legs.
Actually, this guy, this leg.
Oh, okay, that leg.
This leg is fine, but this leg actually got glue stuck in it.
So they each have a bum leg or a bum arm that will not move.
But this one wasn't intentional, that one was. Also, just in case you're curious of the way we did it, we grabbed this, and we pulled it this way. And that's all we did. We just pulled it out.
You mean this one?
Yeah, but I did it first with this one, and then you put it back.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing with this one is it didn't actually pull out, no. The plastic started to tear.
Okay. They do have screws in the back so that you can completely disassemble them if you're interested in doing some other modifications.
But sadly, you can't change the position of the arms other than at the shoulders.
We thought about cutting them and then gluing them back in place, but that just really, it's a little too difficult. You're going to have some scarring lines from a saw because an X-Acto knife will not cut through this plastic. Maybe
This is the brush that I used to paint, right?
That's the paintbrush. The other one is your mistake brush. And while he's doing that, I'm going to be starting with some Milliput, and then I will be adding these bits if there's enough time. If we run out of time tonight, we will have these ready for the Sunday show-off show. We're using a combination of pieces from the accessory packs and then some basic items, like this is just a super glue lid, and we have some of the famous cocktail sword toothpicks that we've cut off the handles for, and some other little bits that we're going to be adding to this particular version. They're going to be pretty close to the same. They're just going to have a little bit different weapon loadouts. And I'm running out of Milliput here, so I need to get some more.
One day.
I don't know if any of you ever have this problem, but it seems like the yellow pack, as opposed to this darker color, I try to measure out evenly when I cut them and then mix them up, but I always have a little bit more of this left over. I don't know why that is. Maybe I'm supposed to mix it differently. Maybe you guys can help me out with that, or maybe at the factory they just, put more of this into the package.
Maybe you're just bad at measuring?
No, I'm pretty good. I've got that part down. It's just.
I mean, you should notice that. Oh, it's different now.
But I usually do this, and it's pretty close to the same amount you would think, but I keep having that problem, and I'm really not sure why. Also, anytime I use Milliput, we showed you in our blue stuff molds videos, we keep a couple of molds handy so that if I have any leftover Milliput, I'll just shove it into these molds so that I don't waste any Milliput. I used to, with green stuff and Milliput, if I measured too much, I would have a little bit left over, and there's only so many snakes and dragon eggs you can make with the leftovers. So I decided to work a little smarter and use the excess for things like that. We were really enjoying using these blue stuff molds. We're getting a lot of use out of it.
One thing I like about being able to move the position of the arms and stuff.
Oh, that's really good.
Is being
like
able
that.
to move them out of position or
Yeah.
in position, so for easier access of painting,
Yeah, I really like
which
that.
causes less damage to the brush.
Yes, and less chance of a mistake. That shield looks really, really spectacular. Let him see. That's really striking. So on to the mixing of the milliput. I also learned a couple of things with milliput recently. I have this cup of water here so that I can use it to smooth out what I'm working on. Because sometimes the tools I use will want to just stick to the milliput, and if I get them wet, then I can really like smooth it down, almost like, you know, frosting a cake. So that's going to look pretty sharp. We're really digging the silver and red look.
Yeah, I mean, I expected to like how it looked, but I didn't expect it to look.
And nice job with the red dots where all the holes were. I like that too.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I will be doing is filling the gaps. All these little accessory port holes, we want to close those up, and that's one of the reasons I'll be using the milliput, is to get rid of that. Just, you know.
Isn't it the main? Well, no, it's actually not.
Yeah, I'm going to use it for other stuff, and I can already tell I mixed up too much, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's.
One of the main things I need the milliput for today.
By the way, before I forget, are we gonna say how we made these molds differently?
Yeah. Why don't you tell them? Because
Okay, the way we showed our first milliput video, very flawed, and by milliput I mean blue stuff. But you probably understood that. The first milliput. I said it again. The first blue stuff video we made was very flawed in how we showed making the blue stuff. The first thing we already assumed but might not be right anymore, we're not sure, is how we try to speed up the process. I'm not sure if we should do that. I'm not sure if that affected it. Probably did. But I don't know. I'm assuming it did.
What else?
But we don't know for a fact. But the main thing, also the Vaseline.
Yes, no Vaseline. It's completely unnecessary.
It actually harms it.
Yeah, it doesn't squeeze out when you push the milliput into the cavities. It doesn't. It ruins the end product. The other thing is what?
The box method is not good. You shouldn't do it that way.
Yes, you're right. What we do is we put the item. This is with one part molds. We put the item down, like if I was making a mold of this, and then we put the blue stuff over it and push it around. And you want the mold literally as thin as possible, which will help you pop out
But
the
as
end
squished
product.
in as possible.
Yes, you want to cover that item with the blue stuff, but you want the mold as thin as possible. With those thicker molds, you end up putting too much force, and you can break the end result by doing that. Here I'm filling these cavities in this jetpack accessory because you can see the open cavities once you pop it into the action figure, and it looks terrible.
Yeah, but you should probably put it in first. Or did you take it off?
I did because I want to make sure.
When you did it the first time on this guy.
No, I didn't. It was already stuck. It was actually glued in.
Oh.
And because I glued it in, and then I saw the cavity, and I went, I don't like that.
Well, obviously, because it's not good.
Yeah, it just doesn't look professional. There's no reason why there would be a cavity back there. And as I'll show you.
No, you did some really good job in sealing some of them to the point where I wasn't even sure if it was actually
Thanks.
that. One thing you forgot to do is file the mold lines.
Oh, I've always had a problem with that. There was a time I never even did that, and now I regret all the miniatures that I painted that I didn't do that to, but I am getting better.
But you forgot here?
Yeah, I didn't even think about it because it's not a miniature, I guess, or maybe just because I was so excited with the overall project.
But it doesn't look bad.
And it is a machine, so, I always kind of weakly justify the mold lines on high-tech things as that's just another seam, or, you know, where the two parts meet and they weld it together.
But also, it's they're all in not very noticeable places. So I think it's fine.
All right, thank you, because that is one of my...
Also, apparently, I've been pulling off the paint on the wire.
Yeah, we had that problem earlier. I think that's going to be it.
I think it's actually the wire itself, the material.
Because it's rubber.
Yeah.
That could be it. I wish we had something else that was not rubber coated. You know, remember.
But I guess we don't want to touch it.
Yeah.
Whatever. I was gonna. It wasn't even meant to be that shiny. That. Anyway, so whatever.
Yeah.
It still works. Should I paint around his eye? The ring around his eye?
If you think you can get away with it, then absolutely, that'll look good. What color? We should let them know we're going to place one of the fake gems. Those little
Yeah, because they might actually paint over it in certain areas to make it look like there's a metal shell around it.
Well, you can do that with just the red, can't you?
Yeah, it's going to be red, but it's going to be like probably silver with the red painted over it.
Oh, okay.
Does that look good?
Yeah, it looks great. So what color gem do you want to put in there? Green?
Probably red.
Oh, red?
Yeah.
I figured if we were using blue or green of those cocktail sticks, we might want to match it.
No, because that was meant for something else. So we might not even end up doing that anyways.
And to fill these little holes, I just make a little snake, shove it in there. Fill as much of the gap as possible and then wipe it off. And I'm going to stop doing this and move on to gluing some of the gribblies so I can get as much of this done in this short time that we have tonight. But, that's what Milliput's best at, I think. That and fixing holes in gas tanks, right?
What?
Milliput.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That's one of the things that said it is good.
Which is really kind of interesting if you think about it. That you could do that with this. I guess you know a good survival kit's going to now include some Milliput.
I highly doubt that that's. I mean, possibly. I don't think we'd want to test it.
Yeah. There's some other stuff I saw that's even more watertight. That will dry underwater. I think it was the Epo putty or something like that we were looking at.
I don't know.
It's for like fish tank aquariums and things like that. If you get a leak, you can just slap it in there and it'll dry underwater, which is just sounds weird saying. Yeah, it's looking really good. We will have to do a second coat again with all the red because it's just not bright enough. But that circle around the eye looks perfect already. It's really got a nice sort of candy look to it.
Candy?
Yeah, like hard candy.
That's odd. But
don't you see it?
I kind of do. But
you know, kind of like the hard candy we got for Christmas that I never ate.
You know, they're yours.
Alright, that's enough of the milliput for now. Hopefully it won't dry while I'm working on the other things. Super glue time.
Oh yeah, you've done that now.
Not
Doing that
as much as
stage.
I'd like, but we are a little behind schedule tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We apologize, but you know, with every one of our crafts since the beginning, we've always had the issue where we need to finish some things off camera, and you know, we will have it ready for the Sunday show-off show.
That's usually the case anyways.
Despite this being a short month, we're getting the hang of all of our time issues, all of our procrastinating, and all of our
Yeah, surprisingly,
trying to do things at the very last minute. This little shield, believe it or not, the little guy's had in his action figure collection since he was about 2 years old. I wish we actually could find 2 of them and we would have put them both on these Mecs, but it works. They're not going to be identical in every way. So I'm okay
mostly
with it.
identical.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Now I'm going to put together this funky little backpack mechanism that we're working on here. I don't know what this piece came from, but we're using them sparingly. We used them on the turbines in our first craft video. I'm just going to slap this on top here, and then eventually we will have 2 more of the wires, one leading from here, one leading from there, and it will nestle perfectly in the rest of the backpack. Actually, it goes that way because it's going to go like that and plug into his back ports. I can do a little bit better job there. But yeah, if I tried doing that with a dry tool, it would just tear it right back out. So I'm glad I learned that little trick this week.
Try doing what?
I use the clay tools, if the clay tools are wet now,
Yeah.
just a little wet, they will do a much better job of sliding around on the tool.
That look good?
That looks real. Oh yeah, I like the way you did the front of that foot. Now the hard part is to line this up here and not get a ton of super glue all over my fingers, which is already happening. But maybe, just maybe, if I put this upside down carefully, gravity will be my friend tonight. Okay, cool. Now we're going to put these on each of his biceps. Now which direction do you want these facing? Like this?
Like this. Yeah. The thing.
The peg in the back?
Yeah.
Okay, that'll maybe help hold it on.
Yeah, that was my original intention, was to have that be its purpose there. I believe we might be running out of time soon.
Yes,
but
it
I'll
looks like our
finish
memory card may be filling up faster than we expected. If our video is dead,